Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun looking puzzle in front of us with an interesting rule set. Not quite the normal type of chess rule sets. So I thought I'd give it a try. It's not supposed to be too difficult. And I think there's a couple of these that have been created at this point as I try not to sneeze. I don't know why I can't stop sneezing recently. But it's called Summer Nights by Michael Lefkowitz, aka Juggler. I guess he's shortened his moniker here just to Michael these days. Easier to type, I guess. Anyway, let's jump into this thing, see what we can figure out about it, and see how much we enjoy it and what is actually going on with these rules. So, normal Sudoku, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we have a digit on a chess piece. Is the sum of the digits in cells the chess piece could move to in a single move. Bishops and kings can only move to cells in the same 3x3 box. Okay, that's a good clarification there. But knights can jump into other boxes. So we have knights and little horsies. We have bishops with their headdresses. And we have kings with their crowns. So normally a knight can move in an L shape. So these would be valid options for this guy to move. So it says could move to. Okay. So we'll get into how that's all going to work out. But wherever these could move to means that these two digits will add up to whatever this is. Because it could move here or here. Well, I guess or here. So it would be these three digits would add up to that guy. The bishop. Now, normally a bishop could move across the entire board, but it's being constrained by Michael here to being within its own region. So now we could say that this guy could move here or here because he's in a corner. He can't move off in any other direction. So this guy will be the value that these two produce. And then the king can move one cell in any direction. Again, it has to stay within its region. So therefore, this king can only move to these three. Therefore, these three digits will add up to what this digit is. And those are the rules. So it's a interesting and I'm assuming going to be a very fun rule set to get into and try to pick out what can and can't occur on these things. So it's not your normal, these can't be the same digits. We're starting to get more into possibilities of where things can move. So I really like that concept. But anyway, let's get at this one. See if we can figure it out, and if we enjoy this one as much as I think we might, we'll give the other one a go, and I'm sure there'll be more coming along as we go. So, links in the description below. Let's give this thing a try, see if we can figure it out. Now, we have to... I wonder if we want to start coloring each of these guys in its own jaunty way, because then we can start to really visually see where they could move. And then we can start to piece together maybe what values these can be. Because especially when we're in areas where the digit or the knight or the king or the bishop can move to a number of different spaces, the value that goes into it is going to start to rise. So this guy can move here, 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 here. So it is 4 different cells, but these could easily repeat. So it could be like a 1, 2, 1, 2. I guess we can say, though, that this has to at least be a 6 by that deduction. This guy here could be like a 1, 1, 2. So it's only up to 4. I don't really want to start putting in low digits. This guy here can go here, here, or here. We're going to start to try to find if we have anyone that has a ton of different digits that's going to really start to tell us what is what. This guy has 4 that he can move to. It's going to be the same as this guy. Could be 1, 2, 1, 2. Do any of these kings or bishops? No, they don't really. Because let's put a value or color on all of them. Well, this guy's been whited out, I guess. He'll be white. See, these are the only moves that the bishops can now move to because they can't cut across borders. These are the places that that guy could go to, that guy could go to. This might, can you see light gray? We can see light gray. We'll do that. He can move to you. So there's a little bit of overlap here. Now the question is going to be, does this mean anything? And maybe you want to put a little flash on each of, oh, I didn't even do the bishop down there, or the king down there at the bottom, just so we know that we're not adding this as this. This just is what these add up to. We'll reuse blue for you. They're far enough apart. So, I'm just missing everything. So, the question's going to be, what the heck does this do for us? What can we actually derive from this? Because just off the cuff, it doesn't really seem like there's enough information here to really tell us a whole lot. I guess what it does, maybe this is something. This combination here seems to be the most useful. Because let's start with our knight. It can move to all of these positions. Therefore, we'll have to add all of these up. Well, this again is like this guy. It could be a 1, 2, 1, 2 or something above that. So this is 6, 7, 8, or 9. But this guy here has to see this one and these two. That tells us exactly what's going on. Okay, there's the start. This is a 6. Because if this was anything higher than a 6, this would break. Because it's 6 plus 2 other digits. 1, 2 is the bare minimum, which is 9. This is 9. Good. That's something. Now we know these are 1, 2, 1, 2. Because they has to only be 6. So the bare minimum we can do is that, and that is 6. Now, let's start propagating this. Because now this guy here could see 1, 3, because it can't be 1 and 2. So 1, 3 is the bare minimum he can see in his own region. That's 4, plus another 3, because we can't use 1 or 2. So we're at 7 here. 7 or 8, we can't go up to 9. These guys here, it's 3, 4, so this is 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, this is at least a 3, but this could be a 1, 4. So we're pulling him to be 8, I think is the, well, maybe that is it. The lowest this can be is 3. And then these could be a 1, 4. Because we can't use a 1, 2. We can't reuse that 3 as a bare minimum. Yeah, either way it works. This would either be a 1, 3 with a 4 here or a 1, 4 with a 3. But what are we at? We're at a bare minimum now of 8. Well, this can't be 9. It is 8. So this is a 1, 3, 4. And this can't be 1 because of the 1, 2 pair. So one of these is a 1, which means this is 2. This is 1. That's going to tell us a lot of these. And 2. All right, we've got our foot in the door. That's a start. Yeehaw. We are doing something. Now, we said the bare minimums here was 1, 3 with the 3. We don't have much wiggle room there, because that already is 7. So we could go up to a 4 at one point. I'm just putting all these in because I don't want to miss an option there. This one obviously is not 1 or 2. These can't have a 2 in them. So again, this could be a 1, 3 with a 3. It could be a 1, 4 with a 3. Or it could be a 1, 3 with a 4. Those are really the only options of what they could be. Now this will always have a 1 on it, because we can't go 3, 4, 7 plus 3 would be 10. Now maybe that's going to start telling us something about this, because again, the bare minimum these would have been a 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, this can't be 1, 2. It's a bare minimum of 3. This can't be a 1, 2. It's a bare minimum of 3. We're already at 6 plus possibly 2 1s. That's 8. That's something. It does, though, mean that these could increase by 1 and these could increase by 1. So I want to make sure we get all those options set in there. I think one of these will always be a 1, but I don't know how useful we can work with that. This does create a 1, 3, 4, though, in whatever these groupings are. I guess that means that one of these two is going to be maxed out. I don't know if that helps us too much. Does it? I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be the max that, or what these could be here. I'm not quite sure which one of these is going to be the best way to jump into this thing. Let's mark that a 1 has to be here. Well, if this is a 1, 3, 4, this is a 3, 4 pair. This cannot be 3 or 4. So this is already up to 5 or 6. This can't be 5 or 6 anymore. It is 3 or 4. Now we have a 3, 4 pair. What are these guys? Well, we can look at these guys first. 5, 7, and 8. And these two will be 6 and 9. This can't be an 8. These have to be 5, 6, and 7. Those are the options apparent here. Does any of that give us any good information? We're going to have to be able to continue to push into some of these regions, but I feel like we're stretching a little thin here. And that we might be outpacing our given digits. We do get a 3, 4 pair. So one of these will be a 3 or 4, but what else? 3, 4. One of these will be a 2. I don't know if that helps us. If this is a 6, this is a 3. If this is a 5, it's either a 3 or a 4. This is never a 7 in those instances. What else? What else? What else? 2. One of these is a 2. One of these is a 6. One of these is a 9. Bunch of pencil markings that I don't know actually help me. What I really want is like a triple or something going on here. Can we, I guess we can maybe continue down the line and see what these can be. Because we've got, whenever we said 1, 2, and a 1 would be the bare minimum. I don't know if I like that and if I want to put those in. Because I have a feeling these could be fairly high. This has to be 3 digits. Maybe there's something there. It can't add up to 8. So it's 3 digits. This is 6, 7, or 9. Ones and twos. Just looking a little further in. Fours. I don't think we can reduce this one. We can't necessarily say there's any specific digit on here. If it's a 6, it's a 1, 2, 3. If it's a 7, it's a 1, 2, 4. But the 9 could be a couple of things. Not necessarily including a 1, that is. I would sure like to get this to be a low digit. How do I go about that? I feel like there's just so many options here, though, that it might be cluttering this all up to put them in. Yeah, because this could be as low. Well, one of these has to be a 1. Right? Because of the bare minimum, these are a 3, 3. That's 6. So we have to have one of these be a 1, which means these can never be 1s. Now this can never be a 6 by the answer. So what I'm trying to do is push all this stuff up as far as possible, or down as low as possible, so that these get pushed up high. Now this has to be a repetitious digit. Between these two. Now if this was, let's say, a high digit of a 6, these have to be a 1-2 pair. That would break between all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and 4 of them. That's minimum 20, right? Because we think about the rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether or not you can actually do that in reality, I'm not going to try to go down that road at the moment, but that's 20. These have to be high digits. What's the lowest we can go down to? Well, it's not actually that high. But what I was saying is this can't be a 6. Because that would force this to be a 1, like a 1, 2. So if this is a 6 and a 1 and a 2, this would have to at least be a 3. That would make, well, maybe it could do that, because this could be a 9. This could be an 8. No, that doesn't work, because when we think about this guy, this would have to be a 7, because these are 9s and 8s, but this is 6, 1, 2. This is 9. Yeah. So if this was a 6, again, 1, 2 is the only thing that could ever work. And this actually just can't be a 1 either because of what we said here. So this is not 6. This is not 6. This is getting reduced down much better than I thought it might. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. We don't quite have that same. What about the 5s in these? Can we keep going down? Well, we can't, can we? Because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quad, or a quintuple. One of these is a 5. Therefore, this is not a 5. This is not a 4. Can it even be a 5, 6? It can't even be a 3. This is just a 2 by the mathematics of it. If this has to have a 5 on it, the bare minimum it can have is a 5, 2, which is 7. This can never be higher than a 2. It is 2. Therefore, these are not 2. And we have, okay, we don't quite have those figured, but anyway, we're not going to be able to have 3 or 4 on any of these because the bare minimum again has to be 5, 2. If we go any higher than that, we're out. So this is a 1, 3, 4. This is a 2, 5. This is 7, 8, 9. This is 9. This is 8. We cannot have this guy be anything other than a 3, 3 and a 1, 1. So that's 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Now we can start poking away at all this other stuff and start putting in real digits. They're at 5 right now. This has to be the 3, which means this has to be an 8. That's a 4 and a 3. Let's come back to you. Because the highest you can be is 7. Can this ever be a 5? The answer is no, because this would have to be a minimum of 4. That's 9. Can't be. This is 2. This is 5. This isn't 2. I try to keep track of some of these other guys and just cut across and see if I can do some quick stuff, but probably not the moment. So what can this be? We said this is the bare minimum of 4, and it has to actually be a 4. Because if it isn't a 4, the next is a 6, and that gets us up to an 8. This is 4, which means this is 6. This is not 6. Good. Now, This is a 3 by Sudoku. These are 7 and 8. And this one is the 7. This is the 8. This is not a 7, so it's a 9. Good, good, good. These are not 4s, so this is 3. And I didn't mean to do that. This is 1, this is 4. That's all I was trying to do. Thank you very much. Now let's start thinking about what you can be. 2, 5 is the bare minimum. That's 7. So it's going to have to be actually a little bit higher than that. Because we can't have this be a 2, 5. Because then we'd have to put a 2 here. But because of how all this is going to work out, we can't have 2, 3, 2, 4. If it can't be 2, 5, 2, 6 is the next step up. That's already 8, and this is 1. So this is a 2, 6, which means this is 2. I'm tempted to remove the black coloring on this one. I think I will because it's just so hard to see. And I'll pop in purple because it doesn't matter. We know these are not part of each other. And I think we might even be past Sudoku, or past using those anyway. So anyway, what is this digit? It is a 3. What are these 2 digits? 5 and 7. We can't actually do those just yet. But we probably can start getting into this guy. Unless there's something crossing over. Doesn't look like it, but maybe we should just look at base Sudoku, because I think we've used a ton of digits at this point. Yeah, this is a 1. That should be all the 1s. This is a 2. These are not. Was that all of our 2s? It will be soon enough. That's a 2. 6, 2. Those are all the 2s. Let's get our 3s in the box. This is 3. 4. This now has to be a 5 to make this a 9. There we go. This then creates the 7, 5. This is 8. These are not. This is not 5. This is not 7. Cool. Let's just continue down this Sudoku road, because we said 1s are done, 2s are done, 3s are done now. 4s should be pretty darn close. Or maybe not. We got some X-wings going on there, but let's continue down this road, and then we'll come back to this bishop in a minute. What about the... I think we're running out of steam here on some of this Sudoku, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't surprise. Yeah, okay. Wait. I've broken something. Very badly. What did I do? Son of a gun. Six, 7, 8. That has to be what that is. This has to be a 3. This will be a 4, which means this has to be a 5 to make this a 9. Why was this a 6? Did I just mess that up? I did. I put a 1 in the wrong location, didn't I? I think I put a 1 here for some reason. I can't focus properly. Now let's go back and not mess this stupid thing up. The puzzle's not stupid. I'm stupid. This is a 2. This is 6 and 2. That works. Thank you. It's 9 and 6. Oh boy, this is still a 2. These are not. I know. Little typos are the most frustrating thing. What else we got? We have to be, yeah, we've got to get those 4s now, maybe. Now, we might be at the same place we were, just not having a broken puzzle. Because I didn't put things in the correct place. Let's just take a look at these last ones just to make sure. I don't see anything. Okay, let's think about you. What can you be? Can't be 1, 2, or 3. Could be 4, 5, or 7, technically. Which means this would be 6, 7, or 9. I guess we can't really work that out just yet, so maybe we do have to finalize some of our Sudoku. What were these guys? We did that already, right? These were 5, 7s. This is 7, 5. This is not a 7. What are these? We might just not have gotten far enough down the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Yeah, we can do that. This is 9. This is 5 and 6. Okay, we just had to look at the right place. This is not 5 or 7. It's 8. What are you? You're a given 6. Right digit, please. 5 here says 7. 5, 7. You are an 8. This cannot be 7 anymore, so this can't be a 9 anymore. There we go. Let's go through these guys then. What do we got? 4, 7, 8. That all seems to work. You guys, anything with you? The 6s are not fully resolved. 7s aren't, and 9s aren't, so that's a no-go there. What about you? One of these is going to do it. I just got to find the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. This is 8. This is 4 or 5. This can't be 8. What are you? These are probably not the greatest ones. 1, 2, 3. We need a 4, which goes here. We also need 6, 7, and 9. This is not 6 or 9, so it's 7. There we go. 6, 9. That's going to inform us that this is the 4 and the 5. There we go. Okay, minor hiccup, but we got there. This is 5 or 7. What are you two? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9, it appears to be. So this one is the 4. This is the 9. That puts our 9 here, our 6 here, our 7 here, our 5 here. This is a given 6. This is a given 7. This is a given 8, it seems to be, which gives us the 7 and the 8, and the 5 and the 7. And we can put these last two in 5 and 4. There we go. You solved it, even while messing up. You saw the puzzle solution is correct. 400 solves in 4.5 days. That's pretty popular at the moment. Yeah, just my doing that for some reason, putting a 1 here. Stupid mistake, but it worked out. All the logic is still perfectly wonderful, and this is a really fun puzzle. We're definitely going to have to go look at those other the other puzzles and get some more of this type of puzzle on this channel, because that was wonderful. And it's a, completely, as far as I know, not a puzzle type that I've seen before, this rule set. So I really did enjoy how those all worked out, and then having to coordinate between all of them to try to work out what's what. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. I certainly did. And we'll see you next one. Thanks a lot.